Talk Nerdy to Me, the show presents Comic Book Vidcast number 98, sponsored by
Kaboom Test Lab,
Age of Comics,
Twin Sons, Comics and Gaming, oh my,
as well as Gamers Anonymous. Even though this doesn't have anything to do with with games because it's comics,
but
there are video games that are related to comics. Batman Arkham Asylum, Arkham City,
Injustice is a good example.
Injustice, Ninja Turtles, the various games of Ninja Turtles, stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's Walking Dead game,
Yep.
So it does relate. There's tie-ins, okay?
And heck, the good game is actually based on the comic.
I am Captain Gunner.
And today I am Captain Jbemms.
Usually Ambassador Jbemms,
but you have to go to Captain today.
It's wartime, so it's time to, you need to do that sometimes,
You do what you have to do.
Exactly.
The ambassador has to become a captain.
Mm-hmm. So, we review comics, and on the video podcast, we cover our cover of the week, panel of the week, spread of the week, and our back and bag of the week, which, that's our best book of the week. That's what we name it, So, I think we have the same cover this week.
Yes, we do.
Which is from Captain America number 11.
Yep.
Yep, right there.
Can't go wrong with the captain.
And so the reason that is, though, here's the reason that that I picked Captain America number 11 as my cover. Okay, usually there's the bonus digital, and it clutters it up. There's a lot of stuff that clutters up covers these days. So what they did is they put all that stuff that clutters it in, as part of the actual art of the cover. And I honestly, I didn't even notice it until we were about to record the podcast, and I was like, oh, hey, look at that. That's really cool.
There's the AR digital printing.
And they put the titles, because the names of the creative team on the cover as well, and usually that's in bold up on the top left or on the bottom left, and it was just it was just smoothly put in there, almost like it's it's New York billboards style, and Main Street, right?
Yeah, pretty much showing Captain America returning to New York.
So,
which this issue is about.
Yeah, that's why it was the best. It just, and it catches your eye. It's awesome. I mean, you think it's just an average Cap because it's just him holding up the shield, but when you look everything behind him, I think that's what really sends it above the rest.
And they're actually selling this as a poster too, because
I'll go forward with my panel of the week, which is from Indestructible Hulk number 13, and it's right there. It's the one with the Hulk and Black Knight, and just the looks on their faces is just, it's so funny. I've never seen the Hulk make a funny face like that. But no, I literally laughed out loud because I just couldn't help myself. I squealed like a little schoolgirl with laughter when I saw his face and just the lines and the context around it, and everything. It was just really funny. So that's why that was my panel of the week.
My panel was because it was this panel right here where they actually introduced the villain for the next story arc, and I feel bad I don't remember his name, but I know who he is at least.
Yeah.
And he's basically like when the U.S. government was in Vietnam, they wanted a Captain America type character for that, but it didn't turn out well.
Right. I mean, I know him from, we both know him from the Ultimate
Universe.
Mostly. I also know him from, I've seen him face off in, I think when they did Wolverine Origins, or just the Wolverine book.
Yeah, but when you read the context of this, you're like, okay, it's a similar story.
And if you notice, he has a USN belt buckle, a Navy belt buckle. I used to have one of those, so.
But yeah, it was a cool panel and a great way to show old villain returning.
Yeah, they reintroduced him, and they're introducing him in, set up for the next story arc. Speaking of Captain America number 11, once again, that is where I got my spread of the week.
Oh, the nostalgia on this spread is so good. I love it. It's just
so great.
And
I mean, there's so many things. Because like
can,
even as a comic book fan, right?
Yeah.
Because you see the different shields that have been broken and stuff, and then just the different propaganda.
Oh, I want you to buy war bands.
Yeah, bonds.
Bonds, yeah.
Bands?
You got the torn up Nazi flag. So much here.
So and then there's stuff in the background. It's just there's all kinds of stuff in here. I mean, there's so much to look at, and I mean, I suppose if you include the panels on the bottom as part of the spread, but I kind of just say it's as its own.
Yeah, just even as its own. But the bottom does add quite a bit more to the.
Yeah, it absolutely. It adds so much. I mean, the color's great, and it captures everything that is Captain America over the years.
Yeah.
And his whole history, I feel like.
Yeah, this was my spread as well, just because there was nothing that could compete with that this week.
My back and bag of the week, I'm going to have to go with the same book that had my panel of the week, which was Indestructible Hulk, number 13. And it was a lot of that same stuff that pretty much you see in my panel, which is there's Hulk, and there he is with Black Knight, in medieval times, with King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table.
And
Merlin, yes, who we thought would be like, we're like, hey, wouldn't it be awesome if he was the Sorcerer Supreme of that time?
Yeah, that would make sense, too. It'd be a cool spin-off series.
Or just like the idea, if they just, but still, like, I love medieval stuff. I've always loved the King Arthur and Camelot, any Camelot-related stuff. The old school movies, just pretty much everything, that has to do with Arthur and Camelot and the Knights of the Round Table, I just love, and so that was really awesome. And then you throw the Hulk into the mix, and you get Banner as this robot, and he's making fun of the Hulk, but he's also, like, leading him in the right direction. And it was epic, too, because at some point, you get to see old man Hulk with, like, a white beard and everything.
Loved it.
And it was kind of like an Odin Hulk, sort of. It was really awesome. Or like an old man Thor Hulk, you know what I mean?
It was really terrifying looking Hulk. I wouldn't want to mess with it.
It was awesome. Hulk with a beard always looks really hardcore. Like, beards look pretty hardcore on anybody,
but on Hulk,
Hulk, it looks so epic. So, I just love the story. It was really fun, and like I said, it was really well drawn, and I feel like the art is just getting better. I mean, Mark Waid, he's doing something it's kind of like a spin-off of Age of Ultron, because it's like, oh yeah, this stuff was ruined in time, and people are taking advantage of it, and so he turned it into a good, because really that series was like, they're cool issues, but overall it was like, what? This is not at all what I expected it to be. Really, it was... Essentially, it should have done the same thing that Trinity did.
But Trinity was so much better.
It was done way better. I mean, if we would have read Trinity first and been like, hey, this is how you guys should have done it. Unfortunately, that's not how it worked. And really, I bet that's how Marvel would have done it if they would have been like, man, we really screwed up. We should have done that type of thing. You know what I mean?
They're probably saying that right now.
They probably are.
Because it sold well too, Trinity, and I think it did better than Age of Ultron in numbers.
So, but anyways, Mark Waid turned it into a good, and then this, Matteo Scalera, he actually worked with another person in this, and
it still looks
I was like, no, it's going to look bad because it's a different artist. Could not tell. It looked totally awesome. Didn't look like there was any panels in there or any art in there that wasn't him. So that really surprised me. And, like I said, all those elements combined made it the back and bag for me.
Well, it's a good book, but you know what? You gotta be more patriotic this week. And you know who you choose to be patriotic? The captain, of course, for back and bag of the week. And on top of that, unlike yours, people can just go read it right now if they want to. Well, one person can. They get lucky.
Yeah, there was the digital code. There's the digital code, so.
And it was just, I've been waiting a long time for really good, solid Captain America book because it's been a while. And ever since I started picking up comics, I was like, I want this. I want an epic Captain America series because he's such a cool hero. And then never really saw it till this issue. I was like, this is what I've been waiting for. Thank goodness Pacheco saved the day. And you know what was the coolest thing too? They just let the man do the cover as well.
That was your back and bag, I mean, I love Captain America. It was a great end to the story, and it introduced the villain for the next story.
Had a good flow to it from beginning to end.
I still stand by my choice. But anyways, that's it for us. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube. It's not gonna hurt you to subscribe. You just that easy. I mean, especially if you're already seeing our videos, why wouldn't you subscribe? It's not gonna hurt you to give it a little subscribe. Give it a little click. No problem. And if you don't follow our YouTube yet, you should. Cause I mean, come on. I mean, these videos, they're not that long.
And while you're following our YouTube, go ahead and follow Media Glitch as well.
Yeah.
Because they're awesome. They cover things we don't cover.
We're teaming up. We've teamed up.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
It's exciting.
It is. So, then also, this is probably where you got the link for this, but that's okay. Facebook.com/TNTM the show. Okay, that's our Facebook, and then also our website is www.talknerdytheshow. Okay, you have to put the W's in, or it goes to something else, and I don't know, but you have to put it in there, otherwise it won't work. Okay, you have to. And that's where we have all of our posts for all of our stuff, for all of our content, which we have variations of different kinds of content. I mean, we do videos like this. We have an audio comic book podcast where we cover all of the comics that we pick up for the week. Like this week for the September 11th comics, we review all the comics, which is usually anywhere from like 10 to 15 comics.
And pretty much we did a good chunk of the villains, DC villain
books.
Right.
Even the ones we didn't necessarily buy, we try to read as many as we can. I do my written comic book reviews every single week, and so that's what we do. That's why you should check it out. I mean, really, I don't know anybody else that covers as many comics as us. iFanboy podcast doesn't cover as many comics as us. The IGN podcast doesn't cover as many comics as us. I don't know anybody else that covers as many comics as us on their audio podcast. But that's what that one is right there. And if you want to send us any email, like if you have any, if you have covers of the week, panel of the week, spread of the week, your back and bag of the week, send us the email, and we can either cover it on the audio podcast, or maybe we'll mention it real quick on the video podcast, or when we can show it and stuff like that. I mean, we're DTF for anything, we're DTF.
We'll just post on the Facebook if we think it's cool enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we can start doing. Maybe we'll start doing a completely new feature on our
Facebook.
On our Facebook, no, just on our website. Called Cover of the Week or Panel of the Week, Spread of the Week, or it's everybody's. If you guys send them to us, we would love to do that. So that would be awesome. That would be
exciting.
So we want to see what you guys are passionate about too, not just show you our passions and stuff, because our opinions are not the only ones, even though they usually are the best. Mine are, at least.
Well, yeah.
Being the gun show and all.
You gotta stick with Captain Jbemms this week with the captain.
Okay, so that's it for us. So make sure you keep those eyes hungry for
comics and Captain America.